Applause, applause. You can stop. Confetti cannons just start like shooting out everywhere. No, stop, please. You're too nice. There's a train going on in the background. I don't know if my phone camera will pick that up or not. Hi, this is my first video. I didn't heavily prepare for this, even though I mentally prepared. At least I thought I did enough. You guys are propped up on my handy dandy keyboard, so that's great. This is the monstrosity that is about to occur on my face, and I'm going to read to you the notes I took on The Incredibles. I know what my channel name says, and it says that, you know, Ruby makes music. Today is not that day. I know it's my first video. Today is not that day. Today, we're talking about The Incredibles. Today, we're talking about The Incredibles. I rewatched the movie The Incredibles last night, and I have some things to say. I'm gonna be doing this while painting my face because I like clown makeup. I like to do clown makeup. I need a mirror because I have that one behind me, but I'm not gonna get up and do all of that. I'm trying to figure out where I have one. And we're back. We have a very crusty palette. Can you see? It's like Ruby Inception. Oh yeah, I'm Ruby, by the way. I don't even know if I said that or not, but you could probably tell from the channel name. Crusty palette. Shout out to my sister. I love her. She gave me this palette. Pretty fire, but also very, very musty. So I am just kind of... Anyways. I'm scared. I'm really scared. This is the Athena palette. I like begged my mom to get this for me about like 3 years ago. And it's not a bad palette. It's a pretty decent palette. The only thing is that whenever I do my makeup, I think like, how do goths wear this every single day? How do people who do clown makeup every single day wear it? Because like, my dream, I would love to. That sounds so great to, you know, dress up in clown makeup every day. I think that would be pretty fire, but autistic goths, autistic clowns, they exist, and people with sensory issues, and like, I just don't get it, because I feel the need to like gnaw off my skin immediately after I do it. Also, I don't have any brushes, which is not very good. So right now we're going with the old fingies, but I'm gonna like have to prop this up somewhere right here. I don't know, I'll probably just hold it. Anyways, The Incredibles. Do you like my little drawing of Bernie? I don't know if you can see him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I freak with Bernie. Don't Bernie me. So, took some notes. If you all have been acquainted with recent TikTok resurges, you will know that The Incredibles out of nowhere started trending. Also, if you're doing clown makeup or any sort of face paint makeup, make sure you do your skincare beforehand. Otherwise, your skin is gonna hate you. I know that for a fact. So I put on some moisturizer before this. I promise I'm not just like raw dogging this makeup. But if I can get this on here, hold on. Anyways, there has been a recent resurge in Incredibles content on TikTok, and I was here for the first surge of it. I was here for the first, like, whenever it truly got big, before the Kronos Files really got big. I feel like a lot of it was not the Kronos Files yet. I don't know how I don't think I'm gonna format this video in any sort of way. There are going to be spoilers, of course, because I'm just yapping. But I feel like the original was just like silly little edits of like Elastigirl and shit. But recently, the Kronos Files have been getting so big, and I'll explain what those are in a minute. That's not what this video is mainly about, though. I still have so much to learn about the Incredibles lore, and it's insane to me because this video is like mainly about like, oh, why The Incredibles? It's my favorite movie, and or not my favorite movie, but one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, definitely. And, you know, different reasons as to why I really do like it so much. And so I'm going to explain that. But it's not that I haven't rewatched it in a long time, but I wanted to take some very thorough notes. I look insane. I look a little scary. Also, don't mind my hair or my jawline. I just got out of the shower, and so my hair is like wet and nasty. And am I scared it's gonna dry that way? A little. How do I actually look? Anyways. So, took some notes. I have like different bullet points on here, and I don't know if I'm gonna cover all of them, but Mr. Incredible's relationship with Elastigirl was my first bullet point, and I really think that that is such a big part of the movie. At the beginning of the movie, it shows like the Glory Days interviews that Mr. Incredible, I almost said Miss Elastigirl and Frozone have, and it's like they're being interviewed by the press as to why, you know, they do what they do and what their goals are and all of that, you know, just normal interview stuff. But really, there's so much to dive into with just that, because like Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible have completely different outlooks on what their future is going to be like compared to how their future is. You know, they end up getting together, and she, you know, Elastigirl is like, settle down, are you kidding me? Because she's, you know, a feminist girl boss of the time. This is like the 40s, by the way, I think, is like whenever it first starts. 45, something like that, is whenever it all originally happens. Also, side note, I don't have any intended look that I'm going for with this. I just want to kind of see where the wind carries me. It's like whenever you put an answer on a test, and it's like, explain your answer. I felt it spiritually, you know? Because you have no, you know, some answers just give off the good vibes, and that's why you choose them. If you truly don't know the answer, it's like, oh, I haven't picked C in a while. It's always C, I feel like. Anyways, I look a little insane. But Bob, in the interview, at the very beginning, he's like, I'd really like to settle down, start a family, you know. Mind you, the beginning starts out with the interviews and everything, and then it goes along to just this like busy scene of like this high-speed police chase downtown, and Mr. Incredible is in his car. It's not Mr. Incredible, it's like his alter ego, Bob Parr, and he's in the car, and Bob Parr is in the car. He is riding downtown, and he's like, yeah, I got time, whenever he hears about the high-speed police chase. So he ends up like turns into Mr. Incredible, and then off he goes to try to stop this. There's an old woman in that beginning scene who stops him as he's like trying to get to the guys in the police chase, and she's like, my cat whiskers won't come down. So he has to stop, he has to get her, the cat, not the old lady. And so he like aggressively shakes this tree to get her down, and it's so silly. But yeah. What was I on? High-speed police chase. I don't know why I'm breaking down the entire synopsis of the story, because like, watch the movie. I recommend that. I recommend to watch the movie. Also, if you're watching this for like a deep dive type of content thing, this isn't a deep dive. This is just me yapping and doing clown makeup. So scroll along, buddy. Please stay. I look insane. Please stay. Ah! What else did I write down? Bob losing his identity. Okay, so whenever I say that, I mean, I feel like Bob, he, you know, says that he wants to settle down and everything, but whenever he does finally settle down, actually, that's probably going to be something I'm going to come back to later, because I have stuff before that that I really need to cover. Excuse that. Tones, themes, and aesthetics. So, I love the entire soundtrack to this movie. It is so perfectly executed. It makes me feel a well of emotion. And I truly think that it is so cinematic and perfect for the, themes of the movie itself. Same with the coloration of the movie in the film. Like, I feel like the atmosphere is really changed based on the coloration of the times. In the glory days we see it, it's very vibrant, but in a warm way. It's very, even in the dark, whenever it's dark outside and everything, I feel like the mood tells the entire story. And this really goes along with whenever Bob is working in his office job and you see that color completely drain. Like, everything is just bleak and dark, and not dark, but like blindingly white, actually. It's like very drab. And the opposite goes for, whenever he's on the phone with Elastigirl and she's like, we're now officially moved in, and like the house is pretty vibrant because she's happy. She's happy in the world that she's made for herself, and how she's settled down and all of that. But for Bob, he very much regrets the fact that he can't go back to those glory days. He's yearning for that, and that's practically the entire movie, is just him trying to relive those glory days, and then it gets him in trouble. So what else did I write down? Late to his own wedding. Buddy, why are you late to your own wedding? And I understand he's like, yeah, I got time. Yeah, I got time. You don't got time. And there are different like during that high-speed chase, he's like, yeah, I got time. That he was on his way to his wedding. He was on his way to his wedding with Elastigirl. And Elastigirl also is, trying to get some bad guys before she goes in, but she's like trying to make sure whenever she bumps into Mr. Incredible that, he hasn't forgotten, right? Well, he didn't forget, but he took forever getting to the wedding, so boo on you, man. Like, why? It's your freaking wedding. Whatever. I like their playful banter in that one scene, though, whenever, I think it's funny whenever, the guy that they're both trying to, like, punch and go for, he was, like, robbing this one woman's purse, and they both catch him at the same time, and he's like, hey, look, the lady got me first. I think that's funny. There's a lot of humor in this movie that is very delectable, very well thought out, and, it's also such a dark movie. I love that it is so, for a children's movie, for an animated children's movie, it truly is something that you need to revisit as an adult if you were a fan of it as a kid, or even if you weren't and you just want some superhero content, because truly, it's so good compared to like a Marvel movie and a DC movie whenever it comes to comic relief, because it doesn't have it in a lot of the times where, normally in a superhero movie, there would be that sense of comic relief. There is comedy. There's comedy definitely in there that's palpable, and that's, really funny whenever it gets to be at the right times, but there are certain scenes where like that one scene where Mr. Incredible just completely, he like punches his boss through a wall because his boss is being a little bitch, and I would too, but I don't have the strength. I have noodle arms. How's it coming along? Has it looking really streaky, but that's okay. I'm using my finger after all, so I can't really expect too much. But there's that scene afterwards where his name is Rick. I want to say his name is Rick. He's like the owner of a superhero protection agency where, he goes in during a scene where a super accidentally uses their powers, because supers were forced into hiding almost immediately after Mr. Incredible's wedding day, because Mr. Incredible, I'm all over the place. Mr. Incredible, the day of his wedding day, saved a man from jumping off of a building and saved his life, broke his neck, but saved his life. And the guy didn't want to be saved. The guy wanted to die. So he ended up suing Mr. Incredible, and that in and of itself is very dark for a kid's movie, but I appreciated it so much. That whole scene flew over my head as a kid, though. Like, I didn't understand a bit of what was happening, and I don't know. But, so that was a big reason why, you know, they're also, on that same freaking day, there was another lawsuit filed against Mr. Incredible, because of something that happened on the wedding day, where he saved a bunch of people on this train that was about to fall, and they all got injured. They all, you know, like, broke a neck or something like that. I think they were, like, in the scene, everybody has, like, a neck brace on, and they're just, like, really angry. But it's so interesting how, you know, all of that goes along, and... Hello? I think it's very interesting how all of that plays out as a whole to the superheroes, because a bunch of other superheroes start getting in lawsuits and stuff like that, so they're forced into hiding. So there's this guy who comes to Bob's office whenever he uses his powers to throw his boss through a wall, and he's like, you know, they use tax dollars from the government to erase memories, to fix damages, to do all of those things. You know, Bob was fired, but that's the extent of what everybody knew, was Bob is fired because this and this. Even though they saw him get thrown through a wall, like, these guys know what they're doing whenever it comes to erasing the memories and all of that crap, because it's a thorough process. But he got so, like, Rick got so mad at Bob for, you know, blowing cover and doing all of that. But Bob did it because he was trying to talk to his boss about this guy getting mugged outside. And the boss was, like, bitching at him because he was ruining the company by, you know, exploiting different coverage outlets and everything that people could follow that were very legal things to do. It's a whole story. Once again, I'm just yapping about this, and if you really want to fully grasp the story, go watch the movie. This is not a deep dive by any means. I'm just having fun. And doing silly things. I'm trying to see. So, Incrediboy, whenever he gets introduced, what do I remind myself of right now? Oh, I remind myself of Yoshi from Death Forest. How do I do? I don't know how she does her smile. I don't know. Something like that. I'm gonna, like, insert an image of Yoshi right here, just let y'all know what I'm talking about. But there's only gonna be, like, one person to watch this video anyway, so Incrediboy, I feel genuinely bad for him at the beginning, because he had such a very valid crash out, but I feel like he's also, Syndrome is one of the most evil villains in Disney history, and once again, very valid crash out, because Mr. Incredible was being really not nice to him, but at the same time, he didn't have to go and kill all the supers. He didn't have to do all that. Too much, buddy. Tone it back, tone it down, tone it away. Incrediboy becomes Syndrome. Incrediboy is a little kid who, like, keeps following Mr. Incredible around, once again, a little wedding day scene at the very beginning. Not the wedding day scene, but, like, the day. He keeps following around during all of the different escapades and all of the different, crimes and stuff going on. But Mr. Incredible is not having it. He's focused, he's stressed, he's, like, ready to just get it all over with. He's like, fly home, buddy. I wear cologne. That's the funniest shit to me. I'm sorry. He says I work alone, but everybody on TikTok keeps saying, like, I wear cologne. that shit is actually really funny to me. I think I've got this white base kind of down. Once again, very streaky, but I'm gonna like patch up the little bits that need to be patched up, and then I'm probably gonna just set it and hope for the best for the base layer. But I might wait until, no, I might wait until I get the actual stuff on. Never mind. Don't listen to me, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, I'm trying to decide what type of look I'm gonna do. I look like that one character from Miss Spider's Sunny Patch. I can't. What is... I remember when everybody was like making that character into James Charles and stuff like that, or making fun of James Charles for that one photo where he looks like a ghost. He's like... I literally wrote I wear cologne on here on the bit. Why did I write that? Bon Voyage. Bon Voyage is such a clever character. I wrote him down on here. He is in the big building whenever Mr. Incredible saves the one dude who didn't want to be saved. They crash into that building. He's like, I hear a beeping somewhere. And Bon Voyage is just like, I'm French, ha ha ha. And I also have bombs. And so Bon Voyage is actually really, really fire. I think, anyways. And then Incredible Boy just like busts in. No, the scene is so funny. I don't remember exactly what is led up to it and what is being said there, but I remember Mr. Incredible talking to Bon Voyage, saying like this and this and this, and Incredible is just standing behind him, and he's like, and Incrediboy! And he's just like standing in the back. I think it's so fucking funny, because the music like dims and everything. What else did I write down? Soup filed by train accident. I already wrote that down. I also put stars next to things that I didn't remember happened. Like, once again, rewatching this movie is like so funny because I really was fond of it whenever I was a kid and everything, but I also didn't have very much of a grasp on the realities of it and how dark it actually got throughout the film. But now that I'm revisiting it, I'm really fond of how dark it actually is, growing up and watching it as a near adult, you know, because I feel like the perspective changes so much depending on how you watch it. Is that idiotic? Is that... I can't tell. Grrr! Side tangent. There's gonna be like 50 of those, by the way. Side tangent. Daniel Tiger is a bitch. Daniel Tiger is a little bitch. And like I had this conversation with multiple people, but Daniel Tiger's a bitch. Daniel Tiger is a little bitch. We love Mr. Rogers. We don't love Daniel Tiger. There is a scene. It's after the Bernie stuff. It's whenever... I love Bernie. He's so funny. It's whenever Dash is in the car with Mrs. Parr and they're talking back and forth, and he's like, that's just another way of saying everyone's special when no one's special. Something like that. And it makes me, it reminded me of the very distinct line that Syndrome has, and he's like, when everyone's super, no one is. And I don't know why I wrote that down, or if that has any significance, or if that was even planned to be something reminiscent of that, but I don't know, I caught that and I was like, huh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fire. Why do I have black now? Why is that there? Because I don't remember dipping my hand into any black at all. You're not affiliated with me. These are not even, but that is okay. We all make mistakes, and it all works out in the long run. If the Lord can lead you to it, He can lead you through it. This would be so much easier if I had a brush. I'm gonna find a brush. I'm gonna find a brush real quick, and we're gonna return. We're gonna be back in a second.